This game mutes its audio and pauses its visuals whenever I alt-tab out. Noted for the future. Go ahead and pan me back in there. Oh, right. But if I'm gonna pan the audio up, it's gonna mute itself again. -13 should do it. Salutations, class, and welcome back. We'll be continuing our expedition on Outer Wilds this evening, as has been for the past few Thursdays. Our 1-year anniversary celebration is lining up for Saturday next week. I might actually leave the second half there. As kind of just an off time, you might be able to expect just a Monday and Tuesday stream next week. And currently Discord is harassing me for some reason. No, do not use my reactive images. I'm not using Fugi right now. Fine. I'll have to just end that task and we can resume. A welcome and a good evening to everyone in attendance this evening. Jeffy, Aaron, Akemi-chan, welcome back. I can't remember. Have you actually been here on any of the prior Outer Wild streams, Akemi-chan? I think that microphone gain might be a bit too loud. There we go. To the stars. And let's go ahead and check that mission log for the last few times we've been here. Huh, funny enough, we still haven't actually visited Hollow's Lantern after all this time. There's also the Quantum Moon that we don't seem to have any information on. A moon that would disappear when no one was watching. Last stream, we attempted to touch down on it directly to no success. As it turns out, when you get close enough, it disappears. The Interloper. How interesting. What to focus on this time? I suppose we could start closest to the sun, continued there. The central chamber inside the Ash Twin was physically sealed off by an immensely thick protective shell. There's allegedly more to deal with here. Anything else for us to discover in this region? Uh-oh. VTuber sneeze. You've only been here on the first stream, and no others. Well, buckle up, Akemi-chan. Like we might be, this is so far turning out to be possibly one of my favorite games of all time. And a welcome to James as well. The Nomai mined ore from the site to craft a protective shell designed to physically seal off the central chamber inside Ash Twin. Ash Twin. That's the one that I believe starts with the sand on it, that eventually migrates over to the Ember Twin. Once the shell was finished, the Nomai checked to ensure there were no longer any physical entrances or cracks. The central chamber inside Ash Twin was physically sealed off by an immensely thick protective shell. There's also the Black Hole Forge on Brittle Hollow. There's more to explore at the White Hole Station, we know. I think we can start off with a pretty good measure by heading straight to the Hourglass Twins. Where is my suit? There we go. Hopefully, we haven't gotten past the threshold for being able to explore enough of the Ember Twin. I imagine time shouldn't pass while we're looking at our log there. Offwards we drift. Let's see. Indeed, the Ash Twin still has all of its sand. So onto the Ember Twin we go, which we'll need to drastically decelerate as the planet is approaching us simultaneously while we're boosting towards it. There we go. Go ahead and see if we can match that velocity and then get ourselves set for landing. Alright, careful now. We can probably touch down anywhere. We just need to make sure we can explore into the deeper areas, since the entire place will be filling with sand after enough time. Right here should be good enough. Quickly now, before the sand starts rising. Although even worse, we could end up getting ourselves trapped inside. We could even explore deeper down there, since this would be towards the beginning of a cycle. What I want to check is anything that is behind all these ruins that we see. We've done a little bit of exploring here. In fact, it was probably the first thing we did once we boosted off of Timber Hearth. Seems this is just a tunnel that leads to a different part of the planet. Ah, the sand has begun. Luckily, we're not on that central crevice, which is where we'd end up getting our ship destroyed, drowning it in sand like what happened to us in the previous few streams. This would be a pathway back up. It doesn't seem like there... Oh! This appears to be an entry we have not yet examined. Courteous is missing. He vanished from the lake bed cave, the one at the bottom of the dry lake bed at the North Pole, several days ago, and we're unable to find... Ah, D-pad to scroll. We're unable to find any trace of him. I don't know how much air he had when he disappeared. I beg any friend reading this, help us recover Courteous. This rock is very familiar. Did you travel here, my sedimentary friend? Because your unique color and texture appears identical to a rock I met earlier. Wasn't this the same rock fragment in the cave we found at the bottom of the dry lake bed, at the North Pole? We plan to re-examine the northern lake bed. Maybe our friendly rock will meet us down there. An update. Mallory and I went back to the lake bed cave and observed this rock again. Sometimes it's there, and sometimes it isn't. That means this rock wanders like the quantum moon does. How curious. I imagine that is either a similar or the exact same... Wait a minute. Aha! Oh. Goodness. So, apparently looking at something quantum with a signal scope causes us to take damage. Back to the ship, get ourselves a bit of medical treatment, and we will want a refresher on that oxygen. We haven't yet seen enough of the sand fill the bottom of the lake bed, so maybe down here is the next spot we can look. Noted. I wonder... Let's see. Get ourselves a little bit of health back. That's an interpretation. I wonder... So that shard there was very similar to, if not the exact same shard that we had on Timber Hearth. What I'm looking for now is... see if we can find that moon radar. Somewhere around in the... Ah, there it is. Continue again. Get ourselves a nice peaceful landing up top here. And by that same measure... Where's the culprit? Right there, I believe you are. Although I think that's just mostly converging on the... Yeah, that appears to just be converging on Timber Hearth. Oh, wait, no. We can look for specifically quantum fluctuations, which does register there on the moon, and let's actually refresh it a bit. Where have you relocated to? So it does occur with the moon, but it also looked like it was occurred with... Yeah, Timber Hearth itself has quantum fluctuations. Or perhaps it seems every planet does. Doesn't look like that's the case with the Interloper or Dark Bramble. But it does happen for Hollow's Lantern. Welcome, Joshua. We're currently making our discoveries towards celestial bodies with quantum fluctuations. Curious. We have it on Timber Hearth, Giant's Deep, and Brittle Hollow, but not on... Wait. Oh, not on Dark Bramble. That was the moon. As well as on the Ember Twin. What's your excellent news, Joshua? I'd be glad to hear about it. Might be a bit too late to explore that lake bed, but we'll see if we can at least look at the bottom of it. Also, I'd like to know what this darn structure represents. No, steer me... We got caught in the gravitational pull of the other twin. Alright. The lake bed is starting to fill up a little bit. We might be a bit too late to do any direct exploration of the deepest caves, but we still haven't even found all of the structures we possibly could. You were talking about, Kingsfield, right? Was the game you were looking for? Oh, wait a minute. That appears to be a landing pad dead center in here. Let's go ahead and cruise ourselves gently down here. That is indeed not a landing pad. We might not have a proper place to rest. Turn that flashlight back. No. We will want to look at that exterior hull damage in a moment. But right now, I want to see what's going on here. I'm gonna guess it's Kingsfield that you found a working English copy for. Stairs should inevitably lead us somewhere. Gravity cannon. Call the shuttle home. Ah, it's depending on where we set that little marble, I imagine. Shuttle is currently resting at the Comet. The one at the Interloper. The Sunless City. I imagine these hurt if we touch them. Yep. Not that we could head in there anyway, as that place is definitely full of ghost matter. See if we can find ourselves any other way inside. No, it seems to be blocked off mostly. Wonder if there's ever any possibility we could cleave ourselves through all these cacti. So, what if you've been taken away from the Interloper then, I imagine? Let's go ahead and see if we can look inside. I don't know if we had that opportunity when we found it on the interloper. Not the best of my ideas. How do we rest on that? Wait, it does have an offset platform. The entire thing is offset, so we should be able to step on there now. Oh! Congratulations, we've touched grass. Indeed, $50 is a very good price for a very coveted game like Kingsfield, I'd imagine. I fear our situation may be dire. Hi, Pokey and I landed here on this comet not long after its arrival in the star system. Our shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. I and Pokey were able to locate a fissure in the ice on the comet's sunward side, and they descended inside to investigate the source of the readings. But Pi and my sister have been gone for a long time now. They haven't contacted me since descending below the surface either. Should I leave the shuttle to look for them? I want to follow protocol, but I don't know what I'll do if they aren't where. Well, Pokey, Pi, come back to me safely, my friends. It might just be Poke, but we have been playing a lot of Poke-E-Mon lately. I imagine we have to launch this thing out of the gravity cannon in order to get a reading there. Curious! We can now see a bit of what their biology looked like. Cute little shrubbery for the way out there. I wonder if that ship log might have more direction for us. Get ourselves patched back up on the fuel. And take a quick look here. Lot of quests. There's more to explore on the quantum moon locator. Interesting. The Nomai hypothesized that the quantum moon might be a form of macroscopic quantum mechanics. Indeed, it's a moon that would disappear when no one was looking. The Nomai noticed a strange whispering rock. Wandering rock. Whispering rock. Wasn't that the, Camp in Psychonauts? I actually went back to play that again the other day. Hadn't played Psychonauts 2 since we streamed it back all the way in August. Found a strange rock shard that moves when I'm not watching. Emits a signal on the quantum fluctuations frequency. First spotted in a cave at the bottom of the dry lake bed at the Ember Twins' North Pole. A Nomai named Courteous mysteriously vanished from a cave at the bottom of the dry lake bed. So if we go there, we might get a bit more information on it. That's kind of my policy as well, Joshua. I try to get my hands on a physical copy of the game, but some of them are notoriously difficult to find or purchase. Tell the rock to speak up. A strange rock shard that wanders when no one is watching. The Nomai determined the shard is the reason objects in this grove behave in a quantum manner. The Nomai hypothesized that the shard is actually a piece of the quantum moon. The shard emits the same signal as it. Nomai detected a quantum signal coming from somewhere on Giant's Deep. There was also the Tower of Quantum Knowledge on Brittle Hollow that we couldn't get into. It held useful knowledge for Nomai embarking on their first pilgrimage there. There's also a quantum signal somewhere on Timber Hearth. I think this specifically might be a fun little thing for us to look at. Let's see, upper hull damaged. I don't imagine we can necessarily get in there too easily. Now we have the very, very difficult problem of trying to navigate out of here. Ah, the tower leans this way, and right now, we should be clear. Let's go ahead and drift ourselves away from the planet. We should now be outside of its gravitational pull. What I think I'd like to see is exactly what's going on at home. Where is Timberhearth? Ah, right there, the Know My Mines. So let's go ahead and lock ourselves on. Because I want to know where it emits from home. Also, no telling exactly, how close we are to the end of this cycle. There is definitely a very important... Okay, we are going to collide with that at this speed. Bring us back in. I hope you have a good workday, Kayla. Thank you for visiting. Let's go ahead and get ourselves set down near that surface. Actually, better yet, where on the surface is it coming from? We know it's happening in the observatory, right? Or that's the museum I think it's focusing on, but also... I can't quite tell how much of it is happening from below the surface. So there does seem to be something down here to investigate. Have we been inside this crater yet? This one looks relatively unfamiliar. Let's go ahead and get ourselves set down. Indeed, I don't think we've explored this crater yet. Not that we necessarily need the suit on here. Let's see. "321 meters, allegedly below the surface. Oh, there's even a cave down here we haven't been in yet. Quantum fluctuations only about 80 meters away. Oh ho 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 ho. And there's one of the shards. This one doesn't hurt us when we get close. And... wait a minute. Look away. And when we look back, it seems every time it moves... Look, there's one tree right here. Every time it moves, It plants a tree. The quiet shade in the ancient glade. Across old bark, it's always dark. Enjoy that I've started to notice landmarks I've explored, like the mines. We are playing this a week apart, but this game is absolutely unforgettable. So every experience I have with it, I remember. Understand that a used copy is really no different from piracy because in both cases, the original distributor receives none of the money. The issue with that, there, Joshua, is in a lot of those cases where you buy a used copy, or really when used copies are being sold, it tends to coincide, at least if it's not like just a few months after the initial sale. A lot of the games that you'd be buying a used copy for, especially in the case of a PS2 game, wouldn't actually even be available to buy from the original manufacturer. So, that's why a lot of people consider digital piracy to be a morally gray area. Sure, there's pirating a brand new game, or pirating a game from an indie studio that could really use the profit. But if you, say, try to play an old Nintendo game that's no longer being sold by first party, how are you supposed to get your hands on something like that? So it's mostly rocks. I think this crater might be mostly a dead end. I don't think there's any particular secrets to be had here. Yeah, it plants a... No. It might not plant a tree, but it always swaps itself with the tree, it seems. It's either planting a new tree every time it moves, or it trades places with one. With any other ones close by? What I haven't figured out about what I haven't figured out yet about the game is a lot of people talk about how there's allegedly an end to it. But while we are slowly filling out a lot more of our research log, I'm not really sure what direction we're making in the sense of progress. Take a look-see here. There's a strange rock shard in this grove that moves when I'm not watching. It emits a signal on the quantum fluctuations frequency. I found a poem written on one of the trees in the grove. So that should be the only one on Timber Hearth. This is the one on the Ember Shard. There's the Tower of Quantum Knowledge, and there's also the one on Giant's Deep. I kinda want to see the one on Giant's Deep now. Which happens to be right here. Although, we're not really given much of a chance to explore it, are we? I think you all know what that music signifies. You'll know progress when you see progress. Understood, Aaron. This game has so many secrets left for us. Indeed, probably not much left to discover. But, in our waning hours, perhaps there is something we can find. Welcome to Giant's Deep. Now, where is that quantum fluctuation? Inside the big typhoon, it looks like. Indeed. Well, the world's ending. Can we find anything inside? It seems to be pushing us away. And don't look into the sun. We'll just let it happen behind us. Then again, we wouldn't necessarily have any permanent injuries, since we're in a time loop. Do, says Aaron. I'm gonna guess that's in reference to the, beginning of our track where the world is ending. Dark Souls fans crying when they hear pling pling plon. Or Outer Wilds enjoyers experiencing existential dread every time they hear that opening sound. Well, guess we can focus on that same questline. I am very interested in trying to find out what we can about the quantum fluctuations. Actually, before we depart, one thing I'm curious about is if the timer for the world's end doesn't actually start until you leave the surface. We could even pass an entire cycle here, or test if that even is a possibility. We did indeed spend a long time talking with our peers on our maiden voyage. Make our slow trek upstairs, because I want to see if we can find any information from examining the quantum rock that's in the museum up here. Double checking, my eyes seem to be functioning normally today. I wonder. No, ghost matter does not count as a quantum fluctuation. I love that music. Nothing particularly different here. Welcome, Z! We're currently doing our research into quantum mechanics. Actually, now that you have a bit more perspective on the space anglerfish, found attached to the landing gear of one of our ships that flew close to Dark Bramble. It appears well suited to living in dark places with minimal atmosphere. So we know the inside of Dark Bramble is dangerous then. Right, I think we've read these before. Yeah, Timberhearth theme is absolutely astonishing. Yeah, we've already read through these. I don't think there's anything yet to be gleaned from just observing the frequency on those shards. So we see them everywhere. I guess what we can do is try to fulfill every colored square for a specific quest line. And maybe we'll have some cohesive answer on just what the heck is going on. And today, I believe we can start our focus. If only that theme could last forever. Although every bit of music in this game goes pretty hard. So, let's take a moment and think. Purple here appears to be quantum specifically focused. There's more to explore on the moon radar, as well as one going on Giant's Deep, and the Tower of Knowledge that we couldn't get ourselves into. Next stop, Giant's Deep. I didn't mean to have the focus on the Nomai mines, but I think we'll be doing just fine. Go ahead and lock ourselves on. And not get ourselves on a path that drifts too close to the sun, like what we did last time. Next on your list is Rumbling Roses 1 and 2. I think I saw that in like the Xbox Live Arcade sometime. Wasn't it like a, wrestling game? With like all-female fighters or something. That's all I can remember about it. Quantum fluctuations found indeed. So it seemed it was coming from inside the center of the largest storm. It's Cute Girls WWE. Sounds tasteful. Ah, so we might even be able to tell from up top here. Match velocity. Yeah, seems a lot of the textures swirl around out here. So, very carefully we can make our approach. Slow me down, please. Let's see what awaits us inside the eye of the storm. Oh, wait. We are inside the storm. There's another tower here. I think this is intended to directly be a landing pad, so... if you can't get into the Tower of Knowledge, we simply don't know enough. Indeed, since it... Let me back in. Let me back in. I forgot my suit that time. But luckily this place does seem to have an atmosphere to it. I mean, we do have trees here. And presumably water. One character even weighs 90 pounds. I've met plenty of girls that weigh that little. Oh, right. This planet has twice the usual gravity of most other planets. That could be one reason we ended up getting our knees broken upon touching down. Ah, look at this architecture. It's so cozy. Even wet and ruined. Be welcomed in this place. This tower shares with all who ask the knowledge needed to make his or her first quantum journey. Perhaps we finally get some information how to touch down on that forsaken moon. I got a bad feeling about this. You know, it would be worse than getting trapped in the back rooms. Getting trapped in the quantum back rooms. Sure, you can try to find your way out, but The hallways are changing. And how many of those 90-pound girls did WWE-style stunts? Exactly 0 of them. Enter this place without friends, however. These are lessons to learn for yourself. Well, you heard it here, chat. I have to do this. Oh, wait, whoops. I didn't even do the intro. Not even the traditional one. I was trying to set up something with the cute startup music. Might end up doing that on future streams. Alright, that's it for today. I'm not allowed to explore this with anyone else watching. After all, it might mess up with the quantum fluctuations. I am, of course, absolutely kidding with you. Not yet. I'd like to see if there's any other information up top, which it appears there is none. Uh-oh. I'm gonna need a lot of peppermint tea for this one. Ah, sweet gravitational safety. Seek the Wandering Arch. This is a spoiler outside help free zone. James and Aaron both seem to be implying that I'm in for... You moved. Seek the Wandering Arch. This also feels very backroomsy. Just like C saying, wait, there it is. Which will change every time we look away from it. Although it's not giving off any quantum fluctuations. Oh, I see. Please don't hurt me. So we found the island shard on Giant's Deep. Well, yeah, it's the Wandering Arch, of course. That was just me verifying. After all, I am a scientist. And one of the most important parts about science is seeing if something is repeatable. If the Wandering Arch is called the Wandering Arch, but repeated tests find that it does not wander, then we'll need to update our scientific study. Also, from what I'm seeing here, we'll need to keep our focus on the general direction of the arch, even though we aren't directly looking at it. Oh! Huh. In that case... Yeah, this seems to be specifically a no jumping zone, since our jetpack does absolutely nothing here. So, just to check... Yeah, we don't get anything specifically from the arch itself. And assuming my spatial memory doesn't fail... Indeed, it will move if we move with it out of our line of sight. So... what that would mean is instead of moving to it directly, we need to force it to relocate close to where we are. Unless it specifically tries to relocate away from us. We might have a hint here. Observing a quantum object and observing an image of a quantum object. These are the same. Well, I don't see any photos on the walls here. I'm sorry for not responding to you in depth, 3PO. Wait a minute. Still there. It is definitely a scary game. Bring it on home. We're currently trying to deal with a quantum mechanics puzzle in here. Doesn't seem like there's any information on the sides, just that there's a few quantum shards here and there. Again, I'm instinctively trying to prevent my shattering of kneecaps, but it doesn't appear to be necessary. The arch and crystal do not naturally meet. So... is the quantum shard itself? Or is the gravity shard itself quantum? Indeed it is. So it says the quantum shard and the arch naturally do not meet. But if we forced one of them to stay in place... that would be too low. Again, too low. There, keep your eyes on that while I look around and see if I can get it to randomize on the right spot. And if that's not the case... Z, whenever we travel next to Dark Bramble, you will definitely change your mind on whether or not this game is scary. Keep an eye on that shard for me, will you? Indeed, they naturally diverge. Or we just... okay. Oh, never mind then. So, we already have solved the puzzle, but we flummoxed the last little thing we needed to do. We just need to have them RNG their way onto the same position. And now that both are in our field of view, there, both are in the picture. The wall splat definitely was strong. This is definitely one of the cooler puzzles I've ever played with. Is this the end? This is the last one, but we made it harder. Do we need these both to converge, or can we move across diagonally here? We cannot. So, now that presumably we can walk straight up this surface. Ow. Oh, 3PO, were you talking about me picking this game being a gem? Ahaha! So sometimes it does spawn in the center. Now, retrieve that scout. Make sure we always have one pointing here. Ah, but you're inside that field of view. So place you here, and turn you around to face that shard. God, we had it. I'm pretty sure these are arranged in a square gridded pattern. Ah ha 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 ha! We got ourselves into trouble. Big trouble. Alright. Now we need to think about this one a little bit harder. So, take the scout back, place this one to where it focuses directly on... Hello, me. Keep rotating around until it shows up ahead of us. There we go. Ah, I am thinking only one step at a time. Right, focus on you there. And then put one... Wait a minute. Okay, so... I've got it now, and I can even articulate it. So what we need to do is... keep rotating this around until both of them are still in our field of vision. And can we get a camera focusing on both of them? No, but if we have one focusing on the bottom one, we can move past it. And now... retrieve that scout, place one... No. Place one here. That focuses directly on the crystal. And repeat it again. So... now we need one to focus on the one we're standing next to. While we walk up here, and now that we require only the gravity of this shard... Oh, we gotta speed it up. And so the frantic chase begins. We offer our congratulations! You've learned the rule of quantum imaging. Take this knowledge with you on the remainder of your quantum pilgrimage. Remember, the other quantum shards have other lessons to teach. Our curiosity goes with you on your journey. You walk in the footsteps of those who came before you, and your path guides those who will follow later. Nothing to be found on that image itself. Seems there's no writing on the walls here. And no scrolls on the shelves. So... sit back and watch the fireworks, as this is the way the world ends. Getting awfully bright out there. my, haptic feedback comes in through the mic. Well, I think we all know what to do now. And that is, grab another glass of tea. First of all, let's see. Is there something to turn off the there it is. Alright, going to pause that for a moment, and we'll be right back in once I grab myself another glass. Take 5, everyone. Do-la-do-do-do. Get ourselves another little swig. And the expedition resumes. So, we now have newfound knowledge of exactly how to act with a quantum object. So, off to the Ember Twin we go. Ah, we can't lock onto them from the world map, it seems. Or we just need to rebind it again. What a weird glitch. Oh, by the way, on a similar note, speaking of scientific progress, I've actually been working quite a bit on my game this week, when I should be working on the anniversary celebration, let's be honest. Let's see if I can roll myself over back to an angle I like more. And I think I'm just about on the verge of having the first set of system mechanics ready. I think all I have to do next is combo and damage scaling, and then I can have a first demo ready for the anniversary stream next Saturday. Right here, I believe, is the moon radar we're looking for. Hey, what are you doing? Get back here. Maybe if we approached it not from the same angle that it orbits alongside its twin. After all, we don't want to end up running ourselves into that planet. Touchdown. Suit is on. Double check. A Tower of Quantum Trials is complete. Observing an object and an image of it is the same. So we'll start off by heading to the moon radar here. And not there. Searching? Oh no! That's it right there. Wait a minute. We can't set one on the moving platforms. Can we? There we go. Let's see. Oh wait, we don't even need to keep the focus on it. We just need to have a picture of it once. Yo, we got ourselves a bot. Let's go ahead and... I can't ban you from here. Oh, wow, I actually had all my other YouTube tabs open. Oh, goody. We're at least getting some exposure for having some bots showing up. Oh. This would be, I think, the first time in a while I would have had to ban someone from Twitch. Yeah, I think we had to do this like several months ago prior. But that would be about it. Right, so... Darn, the moon would have migrated to the other side. We don't need to keep a focus on it. We only need to take a picture of it. No. Okay, so it fires slightly from the right side. We only need a picture of the moon once to lock it in place. I'm a little bit quicker on the draw, Marky. Right, I still need to mod, Leviathan over there. Now, will the snapshot stay? Ah, drat. Wait a minute. If that's the case... Will it still be there, or will we have to be a bit more creative? It appears to be near Dark Bramble. Ah, no, it still seems to be locked into place. And left thumbstick still needs rebinding for some reason. Right, the unnamed thing to map to. Xander, if you're missing out on a mechanic that is helpful and could be discovered by looking in the top right corner of the screen, should you point it out? If there's something other than the camera here that I keep missing, please let me know. Yeah. Let's go ahead and let that thing shift around a little bit. I think you're still focusing on it. Perhaps it doesn't look that far. But we'll first see. Ah, and it disappeared. Wait, it disappeared while we were observing it. This game lied to us. In that split second, we missed it. Okay, so the scout camera does not look far enough. Instead, we will want to get it locked on while we happen to be close. Equip Scout Launcher and go to photo mode. Let's actually avoid drifting into the sun again. And there we go. And then photo mode? Interesting. Yep, can't do it from there, so I think it might be better if we could oh, wait. Photo mode would probably keep it plastered on the screen, right? Match that velocity, let's drift back on there. Welcome, Usagi. We are currently measuring quantum fluctuations. Let's drift ourselves around this sun. The moon still remains where it was. Match that velocity, let's get ourselves back close to it again since we have drifted too far away. Again! Wow, this is actually going to be very difficult to lock onto. Photo mode. I imagine I can only do it while we're, actually on the surface, James? Or does it work if I do it from here? Roll ourselves a bit back down to a better angle and we continue drifting ourselves away, going too fast past it. Alright, mind the acceleration a bit more. Instead, we'll drift ourselves kind of close to the sun and wait for the second revolution. Photo mode suit exclusive. Probably. That would be my guess, since I don't have an option for it here. You know, we can do it with the handheld one. So that does change up the idea I had a moment ago. Match the velocity of the sun. And then from here, now that we have a measurably much closer to zero acceleration, we can try to get ourselves homed in on the Ember Twin, assuming we still have enough time left in the cycle. And hopefully, we do. But where are we touching down? Where's that pesky radar? Okay, it looks like it's about halfway there, so we should be good for a bit. And there's the radar we need. Not what I wanted. I wanted this. Ah, so we can only do it from the handheld one. In that case... Oh, I think that's the start of the song. Is it? Ah, and that removes it. So, wait. How could we do it from here, then? Yeah, it's migrated there. I think we might actually just have to get really, really skilled with launching these darn things. Keep ourselves away from the sun, although right now it appears to be gaining critical mass, which, looking at our time frame, I'm certain there's not much left for us to discover. Unless we went back to the Ash Twin, which is only explorable towards the end of a cycle. Indeed, there's the interloper. So we're probably too far ahead in order to be able to observe what's going on in the quantum moon. Instead, let's go ahead and see what we can find on the Ash Twin. Slow it down, slow it down. Yep, time's almost up. Careful. Now, I wonder what we can only do at the end of a cycle here. There's bound to be a few secrets. I don't think we've actually gone on a deep dive into those little, like, the weird platforms here. Looks like we still have quite a bit of time. Though the sand continually flows off of here. No quantum moon exploration this cycle. But we can do this. I don't think we've been in here yet. Ah, it gives me such fond memories of Spore. The instant either of our YouTube or Twitter metrics reaches 1,000, we'll be doing a Spore playthrough. And trust me, you are going to have so much fun with that. Here's our first delivery, Yarrow. One warp core, fresh from the Black Hole Forge. Root is installing this core sibling on Brittle Hollow as I write this. My gratitude, Clary. With this, the Ash Twin project is underway. I confess, I'm deeply curious about what you and Pokey found on the White Hole Station that started this project. Could I visit sometime to learn more? I recommend you do. The White Hole Station is the model for towers being built for the Ash Twin project, so a visit to the station would be doubly useful. I suppose, more precisely, I would like to visit the White Hole Station with you, Clary. Yarrow, stop using this scroll wall to flirt with my sister. In romantic matters, her density rivals a neutron star's. And go meet her on the White Hole Station. I'd be happy to explain our findings. I wish I could wait here for you to arrive, but the forge and my unfinished work there is calling. I'll return with more materials soon. And we should be safe inside. Indeedy do. That appears to be a construct that centralizes gravity. That one gets us closer to where we were before. Wait. No. It's been knocked around by the storm. And heading deeper here... No, this isn't deeper. It has just been actually knocked around. Nothing in there. Nothing in here. So yeah, we were heading the wrong direction. What I think we want is whatever takes us further closer to the core of the Earth. Oh, or I could just navigate using the map we have on the left side of our screen. I keep forgetting about a lot of the amenities we have. Red sun over paradise. This might be close to an answer we've been looking for. Indeed, it seems there's something further down that might interest us. With what little time we have left. Huh. It dead ends here. Which only takes us back up. So now we can try to see what's at the top of the tower. Maybe we don't need to exactly wait for the very end of a cycle to get some information out of here. Your secrets. Yet wait a minute. Are these just their suits, or... There doesn't seem to be anything for us to discover up here, is there? Nothing for us to lock on. Looks like they're suits. You can actually see the 3 eyes at the top. don't even know what we're looking for here. Wait, it goes further up. And it cuts off. But... just this pesky little rascal sitting up here on the roof. With one last little check, we can probably investigate this building for some information. Unless this is literally the one we were at before. Yeah, it is. Okay. Completely unconstructive. And again, still a little hard to navigate. But I keep forgetting about the map on the left side. I wonder if it just starts the path over from here. Or if this is actually, say, the last building we could find something interesting in. See if we can make this platforming. Oh yeah, easy. Cue the music. Some time has passed since I checked in with you, Pi. How are you and Idea progressing with the Sun Station plans? Presently, my assessment is that our plan will either fail explosively or succeed explosively. The best ways it could go. Pi, you know I don't find that funny. How curious. Remy thinks I'm a gas, and I don't recall requesting that you monitor this conversation, Idea. Hypothesis. Time spent away from the station would be beneficial to you both. I'm immensely interested in testing your hypothesis, Yarrow. That, at least, we can agree on. I don't see what state of matter you are has to do with this. And I don't recall supporting the Sun Station's construction, but here we are. That's another surface we haven't messed with much. Presumably there's something we could do with all the scouts here, though a lot of the spots have been clogged up, to say the least. Sayonara. Obviously, this hum shall protect me. So... we have kind of a different little difficult little expedition for us to engage in. Though I have an idea. We're focusing so much on that quantum moon. If you launch a scout directly onto it, and then observe its surface, would we be okay? Because it seems the atmosphere obstructs our vision of it. Ash Twin Towers, and we have a little bit more information here. Large Nomai towers form a ring around the Ash Twins' equator, I guess is how we pronounce it. The Whitehole Station was used as a model for these towers, which were built for the Ash Twin project. And we still have more information to find about that Whitehole Station. Black Hole Forge is suspended below the Hanging City. Found a switch in the Meltwater District that raises and lowers the forge. Crafted warp cores at the Black Hole Forge before delivering them to Ash Twin. Nomai City is suspended beneath Brittle Hollow's northern glacier. The city is divided vertically into 4 districts. Found a switch, blah blah blah, debated how to obtain the powerful highly advanced warp core required for the Ash Twin project. So, we'll need to figure out how to lock our camera on that pesky quantum moon. Of course, the first things first, we could go for the most efficient maneuver, and that is... keep rotating ourselves around, go for a few space spins, and get dizzy. And see if we can get the moon to appear right here. Now, we've gotten close before. Oh, wait. We already have a picture of it anyway. So now, what we have to do, just in case I'll score another snapshot real quick. And we can't let it leave our screen. Now, hopefully it does not vanish if we unbuckle. This would count as us observing it, right? How very mysterious. The images of their architecture. Perhaps an image of impending doom. The current location of our quantum moon. Presumably one of the launcher stations, probably. Very strange murals. Wait a minute. The Twins, Timber Hearth, Brittle Hollow, Giant Steep, Dark Bramble. Is that the symbol of the interloper? Or something else? The interloper is quite the ominous name, of course. As it implies, it happens to be meddling in something it really shouldn't. Now, it was difficult to navigate up top. That will actually get rid of it. Another corpse. You can see his rib cage. So we know he's for sure dead. Okay, so it seems... The trees here resemble the ones in the Quantum Grove. It also seemed to lock on to this little spot whenever we got close to the moon. So what we can try to look at is if we can get to any other spots by drifting around, or if this is literally the only thing we can view from inside here. I was able to land on the surface, found a dead Nomai in a spacesuit near the South Pole. So there is more to be seen here. Can we find anything on another surface? Is this the same grove? There's the corpse, which means the tower should be over here. Right. Then just to test. It seems no matter where we go, we end up landing in this grove. So this will end up being our focus then. And now I'd like to test, which is a really bad idea, if we can just be in here without needing to have a photo held up. Wait a minute. The tower moved. So now where and what for are we looking? There's the scout. Hey buddy, how you doing? We can probably afford to have him back. So we are technically on the South Pole. And there's the reappearance of the tower. Ah, this one has messages now, which might not have been on here before. You have recalled the rule of quantum imaging. Recall the rule of quantum entanglement. Recall the rule of the sixth location. So those are hints that we need. There we go, the Quantum Shrine. Quantum shard in a cave. Mural of a tower hanging above a black hole. So that one will be the Tower of Wisdom that's on, Brittle Hollow. Inscribed next to a mural of a quantum shard in a cave. Which that first one might be, yeah. We need to head to the lake bed cave. You weren't there before. You're not there now. Okay, I get it. The objects inside the grove here change around every time they're observed. Welcome, Michael. There was something else in here. You saw it. And now I see it. I am here! After watching it wander the skies for so long, I'm about to stand, for the first time, on the quantum moon. As expected, my shuttle has landed at the moon's south pole. I will make the remainder of my journey on foot. We don't know why the quantum moon always welcomes its visitors at the South Pole, just that this is true. As a child, I considered such unknowns sinister. Now, though, I understand they bear no ill will. The universe is, and we are. I'm ready. This is the observatory on Brittle Hollow, right? No, this is near one of the cannons. But we could be near the city here. Is that a transportation system? Ah, we've made ourselves a dire mistake. Well, aren't we doomed? And now we're recalled. Wait. Flipping that switch in there recalled the ship. Which is why we had such a... There it is! Just like we observed on, the Ember Twin. And now we should be in the city, correct? Call the shuttle home. Activate the gravity cannon. So we need to find ourselves into the observatory from here. The crossroads. We're not interested in the crossroads. We want to find the observatory and or a way into the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. The Southern Observatory. Allegedly, we can get there from below the surface, right? Isn't it strange scientifically how the game only acknowledges observation by directly viewing the object or a photo of the object, but not interactions such as observing shadows or being pulled by gravity crystals? For what I know about quantum mechanics, the reason why, Oh, wait, hold on. Just to double check this is the way to the observatory. For what I know about quantum mechanics, the reason why things appear to have such an uncertain state for any of the quantum particles is not necessarily because their actual existence is uncertain, so much as the fact as quantum particles are so small, observing them disrupts them. You'll need to use things such as photons to be able to view where they went. And actually sending a photon at an incredibly tiny particle. Which way are we going? Actually sending a photon, for example, to interact with an incredibly tiny particle will disrupt the actual position of the particle you're observing. You know, like playing pool. You send your billiards to knock into each other, and that moves them around. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Quantum science is, well, harder than rocket science. And I don't know rocket science. Let's see. We might have taken the wrong path on our way to try to get to the observatory. But we'll keep wait a minute. This is probably it. Yeah, the gravity beam swap was indeed butt clenching. I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be where we got off, or if we head on to the other pipe. They seem to be really... oh, what's the word? Esoteric with how they label these beams. Such as it seems like the only way you'd get your way around was if you knew where to already go. Here we are doing this again. The crystals are out, so... careful now. Touch grass. Thank you. What the? Okay, it didn't accept my booster input there. Let's try that again. And up we go. Now, we didn't get enough time to view this the last time we were here. Indeed, it seems we haven't read this description yet. Or at the very least, we haven't read it in this cycle, which might be what it means. Kasava's construction yard has been using... yeah, we read this one. We did that last time. Aw, how cute. It's an observatory, and presumably... ah, that'll let us look at the various planets we have. What have we learned thus far in our search for the Eye of the Universe? Those of us on the vessel originally followed the Eye signal to the star system, but we were unable to warp to the Eye itself. The locator we built on the Idle Rock and the new, more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the Eye's signal. Hypothesis: the Eye has stopped emitting its signal. Based on our knowledge of the quantum moon, we believe the Eye is in orbit around the star system's sun. This would mean the Eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. Suppose the Eye doesn't wish to be found. Kasava, how can you suggest that? The Eye's signal called out to summon us to the star system. I'm aware. I grew up hearing the Eye's story, yet we're no closer to finding it than you were when you first arrived here. James, the way you understand it is that a bunch of, quantum particle exists as a bunch of possibilities, which collapse into a single state only after being interacted with. That's probably a much better way of putting it. We see a very large ring and some bizarre star shape around it. Unable to determine orbit, no signal detected matching any known criteria for the Eye of the Universe, which is what this symbol stands for, not the interloper. We got any more info here? Ah, we'll need to shift this back down. And then, possibly, will you let us see? There it is. Dark Bramble appears to have orbited something else. No, that's specifically the sun in the center. And Dark Bramble we see out here. Indeed. As the model itself. How should our methods change as we continue our search for the Eye of the Universe? We know what the Eye looks like thanks to the quantum moon. So what if we try to find the Eye visually instead? Let's send out a probe. We'd need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover long distances quickly. A cannon in orbit around a celestial body would circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Giant Steep would be a good choice. It's furthest from the sun and would provide the best angles for launch, and it is moonless except when the quantum moon is visiting. Mallow's idea is clever, but we have no idea where the Eye is in relation to here. The probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. I believe I have a solution for that problem. Have you spoken with Remy and Pi about the technology they're developing? Build the cannon orbit around Giant Steep. As we couldn't find the Eye signal using two different devices built for this exact purpose, we should discontinue this search method. So the observatory here will bring up projections of the planets in their orbits. They just said Dark Bramble was, or they just said Giant Steep was the furthest out. But here we have an image of, presumably, Dark Bramble having an even wider orbit. Oh heavens. That is extremely far out. And it wildly fluctuates. So either it doesn't know where it is, or the Eye of the Universe is just fundamentally untraceable. Interloper's gonna interlope. Come on, give me a sign. This is the shipbuilding field or whatever it's called. The shipyard, I think. This was the way in. As the music begins, we're reaching the end of our days. Ah, so that would have been the simple way out. We already read all of that. It doesn't seem like there's anything else in the observatory aside from, well, the observatory. Certainly wouldn't use Dark Bramble to launch your drones. I agree with the sentiment. And I certainly don't want to go back there anytime soon, but we have discoveries we need to make. We're also way too far from our ship, so nothing to do but sit here and watch the end of the universe. Or, more accurately, Just the star system. So it does not collide. Got it. How very strange indeed. I think that one might be our most successful cycle. Spent the latter half there on the observatory, but plenty of information found in the moon itself. And at the beginning of the cycle, there's yet the launcher wait a minute. It's a different probability each time, before the launcher splits apart. And that one appears to have landed here. I was actually going to end the stream on that one, but we have something new to discover here. Especially something that appears to run on a probability. Let's see. I think that one touched down on Timberhearth. Also, it's probably not letting off a distress signal. Not in here. There's the dark bramble seed. I saw the smoke. I thought that would have been, the launcher actually landing here. Or, whatever that vessel was. The geysers here probably also hold some sort of secret. But I want to see where that probe landed. Doesn't seem like there was any signal that was on the planet here. So maybe we can't locate it with the distress beacon. Wait a minute. No, that one was 16K out. The smoke here would imply a fresh crash, but is it the dark bramble seed that was launched? Huge cylindrical structure that generates a strong upward gravity field. Recalled a Nomai shuttle here from the quantum moon. Visitors to the quantum moon always arrive at the South Pole for reasons unknown to them. There's more to explore here. After we figure out more of the quantum puzzles. There's still the one in the caves. And one at the Tower of Knowledge on Brittle Hollow. How ugly indeed. So we've already sent the scout inside there before, and we know that basically warps directly to, Dark Bramble itself. Space anglerfish and all the monsters inside. Wasn't there a missing member of the expedition team? What did that update? Where is the array of Brittle Hollow quests? I mean, Dark Bramble. There's the frozen shuttle encased in ice. We can find where it originated from, we could recall it, but that was probably the one that was, on the Ember Twin, right? We also still have never visited the Sun Station. Still haven't visited Hollow's Lantern. Picks up harmonica music when we aim it there. And it let out a duplicate signal, as we observed last time. So there is a core down there. Look at that. Trees. That might be where our friend is. We still have no idea what that probe was that launched itself towards Timber Hearth. You might even be able to make out the figure of one of our other... I think that's him roasting a marshmallow. So... there is a camp in the dead center there. I guess keep looking on the surface and see if we find whatever else would have crashed here. We could also take a hop inside the geysers. As unwise of a decision that might be. But you know exactly what I've been saying the entire time we've been streaming this. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Really odd placement for just a few trees. And the terraces here are just high enough for us to platform up on top. And... which is why I wanted to be careful. And here it returns. Right? Well, if we're gonna die, I might as well make it a fun one. Does this head down anywhere? No, those appear to be rocks embedded in the ceiling. And lots of violent currents heading elsewhere. Indeed, it appears to be a passageway to another vent. So presumably the same as over here. Aha, but there's a secret. And that secret is I need to go to the bathroom, since I haven't done that yet. Let me do that real quick. This might be our last cycle. It seems the sound of rushing water, heinous as it is, got to me. After closer observation, the mining site 2A wouldn't be safe for native life dwelling in some of this cave's pools. So, unfortunately, we'll have to mine one of the other sites. There are a few other cave sites that look promising. What about Site 2B? It shares similar formations and strata. This sounds promising. Will you and your mentor investigate? If mining Site 2B proves safe for this native species, we'll move our work there. Site 2B is safe. Courteous says we'll continue to monitor our activity and its effect on life here. On the opposite hand, new life. This species is semi-aquatic and very hardy. The ecosystem here is quite robust, so I believe they'll thrive in the long run. Be cautious near the pools if you want to visit 2A to meet them. I was watching them once during a rest, and the hours escaped from me. They're fascinating. I wonder what their fourth eye does. They remind me of a subterranean species that my mentor Mellorai once told me about from when our clan used to travel across this universe. I imagine she would have enjoyed these life forms greatly. The four-eye indicative, possibly, that the Nomai here witnessed the evolution of our very own species. Continue our little cruise down here. Perhaps a few pieces of our own junk. Doesn't seem to be anything too useful in here. And it seems the tunnels down here take us around the entire surface of Timber Hearth. Here we are, back where we began, roughly. Ah, not quite far enough. We needed a little bit more of a boost. And there we have it. That's right there inside what appears to be the Quantum Grove. So, there's a little bit of a fast travel way to get around the surface of the planet by going underneath. Allegedly, there might be a puzzle here. Uh-oh. Didn't exactly mean to fall down here, but we'll be fine. Yeah. It swaps places with trees. Hold on. It's always dark, the quiet shade. In the ancient glade across old bark. There's liable to be some meaning to that, but I, for the life of me, cannot figure that one out for the moment. Well, I guess waddle our way back to our ship. As far of a distance as it might be. You know, I kind of like the, aesthetic you find in a lot of these games. With the very smooth textures, mostly using the engine to make something look like a certain material. You see, well, I did turn the textures down, but the wood kind of has a little bit of its own texture, but a lot of the grass and stone appears to be mostly the same. Chert's research notes. I've detected a strange signal coming from within the grove in this crater. It's very similar to the signal emitted by the quantum moon, so it stands to reason the two signals are probably related. We don't know much about the quantum moon, seeing as no one has ever been able to land on it, but hopefully studying the signal in the grove will reveal more about it. Well, we've already landed our way on there. Presumably there's some more secrets to be found. Back to the ship we continue. Ah. What good is a physics engine without a good old bunny hop? With some rocket jumping tech, you can do some really wicked jumps in TF2. Any new info? It seems not. Okay, we got our information there. We're done with the observatory, it looks like. In the construction yard. We're looking for a probe tracking module somewhere. Saw it through a Nomai projection pool. Looks like the module is underwater. You could see purple electricity outside the viewport. Underwater. Possibly there in Giant's Deep. Okay, so we got into the quantum signal on Giant's Deep. I think. Hopefully it's not too far past. Oh, we happen to be here already. Ah, it's too far along. We can't get any more information out of that, lake bed crater there. So, my next guess... we have to rebind the lock-on again. Underwater leads me to believe there might be something at the bottom of Giant's Deep, right? He did say underwater surrounded by purple lightning. And we know there's a lot of similar there's a lot of similar storms on Giant's Deep's surface. Careful, careful. There's the shipyard. And I remember there were some folk that tried to go underneath the surface. But there's allegedly something down here, right? Purple lightning. It's there, inside. But right there appears to be a jellyfish of sorts. And then here's the alleged barrier here, preventing people from getting closer. But my first guess, it might have to do with the water currents. And maybe somewhere around here there's a way inside. Ah, be careful about the spoilers, Quantum. Although, we did kind of get a signal that there would be a tracking module down here. We've had a wonderful stream this evening. This is the first time we've landed on the Quantum Moon, and now we're trying to find if there's a way inside Giant's Deep here. But there's the water barrier preventing us from getting in. And yeah, there's that purple lightning and... Okay, yeah, it is just pushing us right back out. So I guess we can explore the entire surface. Yeah, no worries, Quantum, but we're trying our best to avoid spoilers whatsoever under any condition for this. But no, you're fine. We already knew this was exactly what we were looking for. Underwater, surrounded by purple lightning, and, well, there it happens to be. But there's some jellyfish-looking creatures surrounding it. Creatures, plural. And the current here is too strong for us to go under the surface. So, a quick shift up out here should be all we need. Inside the eye of the storm again. We actually went through the quantum tower, and now... We already know the quantum tower reaches an end. We're also probably nearing our last cycle right here. I've been doing a, so it does push us out. I've been making a lot of progress on... Wait a minute. That appears to be the jellyfish in question. And there's ghost matter down here on the surface. Oh, wow, covering the entire surface. We'll be fine. So we need to figure out something without needing to pass through those crystals, since that's the indicator for where ghost matter is. I don't know if you've been here on a stream that I mentioned it, Quantum, but I have been working on a game dev project. And I should be... Oh, great. I should be approaching our first opportunity for a demo very, very soon. Yeah, they do kind of look like jellyfish. I should have known you'd actually have some experience in this game, knowing the name, Quantum Leap. Let's see. Any secrets we can get from what seems to be a bramble seed here? We've let time pass too quickly. But right here seems to be a surface. No signals found here. Yeah, this was where we tried earlier, but the gravity's too high. This would have been the surface we got back up with. And I was hoping I'd be able to, show off the game dev project around, the time of our anniversary, which would be, Saturday on June the 18th. I'm gonna be trying for a 24-hour stream, so hopefully you'd have a chance to make it. We might be able to climb up there from here. A true gem. And that's what everyone else who has played it has told me. And there we are. So, noted, if we fall off here, it's not a very good idea, as we're probably not going to be able to get back up to our ship. Yeah, basically everyone who's, pointed me in direction towards this game has, well, I mean, there's no words to describe it. And I'm excited to play more. But Let's see where the probe launches this time. In a different direction, it seems. That one seems like it's actually escaping the pull of, Timber Hearth. I already have the DLC. Did I read the signage back on Timber Hearth to determine where Ghost Matter is? This is actually the first time I've played the game altogether. I did see the signs talking about it earlier. But, I just learned from wherever we happen to find Ghost Matter that it was always near those crystals. I don't know if there's... Maybe it is a good time to go grab a bite to eat. I don't know if there's a way to get rid of it or around it. We did find the little spot here that was describing it. I don't know if it specifically mentioned the crystals or if it was just that little kid talking about how it hurt. A lot. Ah, so we can see it infrared. Wait, we don't have our probe launcher. Detect it with a camera. Okay, yeah, we found it a number of times plenty well enough before. Another method that I'll also need. Well, I'll be happy to discover that on the next time we're doing this. God, I'm in love with this game already. Yeah. It might have to end up replacing some of my top favorites too. But anywho, I think it's about time we pack up and head out of here. Since I have been having a very productive day doing the game design stuff. I wonder if Nah, let's not show it off yet. I think I might want to do that sometime on a stream next week. In fact, I'm looking at how we're doing the schedule for next week, and I might just shift Outer Wilds onto Tuesday or Monday, and we can go ahead and skip our usual Pokemon stream, since we currently only have probably one fight left, and that would be something we can definitely tackle during all the excess time we have on Saturday. Welcome, Ariel, although we were just closing down. Ready for Guilty Gear Season 2. That's actually one thing I've been looking forward to specifically. We have a tourney tomorrow on the patch release day. So, I mean, that tournament's gonna be a riot. I mean, there wouldn't be any harm in doing another cycle, and we also might be... It's June 10th in Japan. Yeah, it might be a few more hours before we get the patch. That's actually another reason I was wanting to end the stream around now. Yeah, it's been 2.5 hours. I think we've done fine enough. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and declare it as a truth. We will, and I'm saying it absolutely right now, we will do another Outer Wilds stream on Monday or Tuesday next week, since I will probably be avoiding doing anything for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, leading up to our 1-year anniversary celebration, which will be next Saturday. I love this game. Yeah, I've just been here for another 2.5 hours, but if you'd like to join us, next week, Ariel, I'd be happy to launch another stream. And that one I might keep going for a while, but my throat has been hurting a little bit this week, so I would like to get in a bit of relaxation time. And, hopefully, the game dev project will be in a somewhat presentable state earlier next week, and then I can spend the following few evenings doing our preparation. Patches usually happen around 2 a.m. or sometime in the US, Yeah, so I guess we aren't gonna catch it. In that case... Ah, phooey. We've gotten it right a few times. Yeah, I've actually heard there's quite a bit of scary stuff with the DLC. So I'm very excited to see that whenever it does happen. Alright, let's look at the peers and see who's streaming what. Hmm. Nothing with the similar vibes tonight. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone else on Twitch is going through space exploration. I wonder if Tommy happens to be streaming. Ah, no, but Adire is. Why don't we go pay her a visit? She streams on YouTube, so you will have to manually go ahead to that link. Ah, and she's streaming alongside Tommy. All right. I think we have an idea here then. Go ahead and visit Adire here. She happens to be streaming alongside another friend of mine, Tommy. Go ahead and give them all a science raid for me. And we can go ahead and make our departure for this evening. Tomorrow we'll be doing Guilty Gear Strive, and then our next stream will be on Monday. I haven't decided between Kirby or Outer Wilds on Monday and Tuesday, so I'll post the schedule Sunday. And then our 1 year celebration will be the following Saturday, June 18th. Very little streaming to be going on during the latter half of next week, as I'll be making the last minute preparations towards our anniversary. And I'll see you then. Funniest thing about the speedrun for this game is that it's faster to die 3 times than to play it straight. I'll definitely look into that once we have beaten it, but this is a game I've so far avoided spoilers on, and would like to avoid spoilers in the future. I'll see you all next time, hopefully tomorrow. Thank you all for your attendance. Class is dismissed. Guilty Gear tomorrow, and got some very fun stuff lined up for Saturday. Next Saturday.